Hi, beautiful. Welcome to Module 2, Holistic Tools for Practicing Balance. Do you ever get like the most peace and quiet in your car? I hope it's a yes, because that's why I'm here recording in my car. So let's think about balance, right? When you think about balance, right, what expectations do you have when you think about balance? How do you define it? So balance, right? It's really a sense of being or feeling, right? Sometimes it's just like I feel off balance, or sometimes your balance has to do with what's happening in your physical world. But balance is not taking everything you do, putting it all on a scale and saying, okay, this is how I'll do it today. This is how we're going to balance it all, right? Balance doesn't look like that. Not real balance. Some days you're going to prioritize your business or your career. You'll get other things done, but sometimes that will take up a chunk of your time. Then there's going to be some days where you spend a lot more time with your children or your partner or whoever. And then some days your mind and body will need rest. And that's what you will choose. And that is what balance look like. And it's about being okay with it. So about being okay with the choices that you make, what to prioritize and what to spend more time on, right? And not feeling guilty for doing a little too much of this and a little too little of that. Balance is what you make it and how you feel about it, right? That's the secret. So those symptoms that we were talking about earlier of stress and anxiety in module 1, it's often associated with not feeling balance and not creating that balance in our own lives, right? So the stress and anxiety exercises are really pivotal for feeling balanced and for implementing balance in your physical world. So paying attention to your balance of energies, right, can help your body in the moment. Like, it can help your body in the moment go like, okay, feeling a little intense. Maybe it's time to take a break and go have some tea, right? Or maybe I won't go to that party tonight because what I really want to do is rest. Like, I'm exhausted and I really wasn't even going for me. I was going for my friend. But notice in those moments, your closest friend is you, right? And when your mind and your body needs you, your balance looks like you're prioritizing yourself, okay? So achieving the balance of. Let's start with some of those tools that we talked about in module 1. So something we all do is breathe, right? But when we're stressed and when we're anxious, our breaths sometimes become rushed or shallow. So there's a great way to counter that, right? By taking those deep breaths. We all have heard this before. I'm not saying anything new, but sometimes we need these reminders, okay? So if you'd like to breathe with me, we're going to breathe deeply in through our nose for a count of 4. And exhale through your mouth for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And notice, right? Let your body just relax, like just sink into it. This is going to ground you in the moment, right? And it's going to bring you closer, like just to being here in your body, right? Another quick practice is something you see me do all the time, or at least my audience outside of school sees me do all the time, which is tea. Herbal tea. It's one of my favorite practices. Herbal teas like chamomile, lavender, lemon balm. They have really great calming properties. And so like a warm cup of herbal tea can do wonders to like soothe your nerves and bring you a sense of calm on like a really hectic day when you're feeling off balance, or like you're doing too much of one thing that doesn't feel so good, right? So maybe try making this like a small ritual that where you like just take a break, right? Have that tea and be intentional with it. Sip it slowly, just breathe and be there with the tea. Another practice is grounding. I did this morning. I came outside and I just sat in my yard, right? Grounding is a really good way to just be present with the moment, especially when you're having anxiety and your mind is racing. If that happens and you have access to the outdoors, go ground yourself. And if you don't have access to the outdoors where you can just like sit in the grass and just be with nature, try the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method. So with this, right, when you're feeling that stress and you're feeling that anxiety in the moment and it's becoming a little bit too much for you, 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, 1 thing you can taste, right? You can do this anywhere. So what this practice does is it helps to shift your focus away from the anxious thoughts and it brings you back to the present moment, okay? Another practice that I love is body scanning. Super effective to reduce stress in the body. And when I am body scanning, like you're just noticing sensations in your body, it's kind of a form of meditation where you mentally scan your body from head to toe. So you're noticing any areas of tension or discomfort. Sometimes I'll just take my hand and I will follow my hand and notice the sensations in my body as I'm feeling them or as I'm going down. And I'm breathing deeply as I'm doing this too, focusing on each part. Right? So this just kind of helps you release that tension and that stress, right? When you just take a moment to be in your body and notice where the stress lives, okay? So that's a body scan. Then we have daily gratitude practice, right? This is one of the simplest and most powerful practices of shifting your mindset. So each day, take a few moments, either in the morning or before you go to bed, and just reflect on 3 things you're grateful for. You don't have to write them down. And these things can be big or small, right? Like that ice cream cone earlier was so good, or I'm so grateful for my favorite pair of sneakers, or the way my daughter smiled at me today, right? It brought me this sense of happiness. So this is a really simple habit that can just reframe your mind from focusing on stress to appreciating the positive moments in your life. And you do that intentionally. So another practice is Epsom salt baths. You've had an Epsom salt bath, right? Didn't it feel amazing? It's a wonderful way to unwind. And this is because there's magnesium in that Epsom salt, right? And that just helps your body to physically relax, helps you feel that balance again, like brings your body back to equilibrium. It releases tension in your muscles. You can even add a few drops of lavender or chamomile, a few drops of lavender in the water, and this just to add an extra calming effect. So yeah, just take that time to breathe deeply when you're in that tub, right? And just let the stress melt away. You can even visualize the stress just melting away. And so the last practice I want to share with you is journaling. You already knew I was going to say it. And this is really just a great way to release pent up stress and anxiety, writing it down. So with this, you just take 5 minutes a day or so, write down your thoughts and your feelings. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be organized. Literally what comes to your mind, you write it down and you just let it flow. So using this practice or this sense of journaling also creates this space for you to set intentions on how you want to approach your day or how you want to reflect on it, right? After you have already begun this practice, like after you are writing down all of the things that you're feeling, you'll notice that over time, you can get ahead of it. You can get ahead of it and you can start writing down the way you want things to go, the thoughts that you want to have. All right. All of these practices, excuse my hand, all of these practices are really created to help you feel that sense of balance in your body, in your mind, in your spirit. Also, over time, to build up balance in your physical life. It's all about taking it moment by moment and day by day, and not necessarily creating a grandiose plan for how you're going to implement balance in your life. Okay. Try 1 or 2 of these practices, or try all of them and see which one feels really, really good to you. And journal about how you feel at the end of your day if you have time, so you can actually track that progress. All right. So that's module 2, and I'll see you for module 3.